To catch you up to speed, my dad sold his Jeep XJ that had a plow on it so he could get an actual bigger plow truck. We had a fun time restoring the XJ, and if you want to check out those videos, I have them on the channel, but he sold it so he could get a proper 2500HD plow truck, which is what we found. This is a 2013 regular cab, long bed, 2500HD Chevy Silverado pickup truck. It has a 6-liter iron block LS engine in it, and it actually does have the square port LS3 heads. This truck also came with a salter on the back and a V-plow in the front, which is exactly what we were looking for. The frame on this thing is in great shape. It only has like 75,000 miles on it. The only major downside is it's got some significant rust in the cab, on the rockers, and on the rear fender wells. But it's going to make a great plow truck for us. This is also a great opportunity for us to work on our welding skills to repair the rust, as well as our body skills and painting skills as we restore this truck back to how it looked when it came out. So let's dig into it.
Got the seat out. Now we got to disconnect the seat belt from the seat itself in order to really do this the right way. We have to take side covers off, lumbar control and tilt handle off, probably the back. Everything's gonna come off. Here's the new pans, new rockers, inner and out, both sides, and 2 cab corners. As you can see, this cab corner could just be a little patch. The other side needs to be totally replaced, but we're getting there. Forgot to mention you have to unplug the seat from the harness, and also on the side that cover's got to pop off where there's a Torx bolt that holds the seat belt in. And then once it's out, we'll put it on a bench, start taking the seat apart. I got the new pads coming and seat covers. Passenger side stripped down, seats out. Where the seats mount is really good. That floor pan's gonna be salvageable, most of it, but I'm gonna take as much out as I have to and can. And then I'm gonna start with pulling all the rocker stuff apart to see how we're gonna fix them. Yeah, you only need a couple tools. I'm ready to try it again and put it in, but that's all the rust. Except for the rockers, we gotta do that after I get the pan secured. Like a glove! I bet you. All I gotta do is grind it all up, drill out my welds for spot welding, grind underneath, one pan down. So decided to take door off because that whole rocker all the way up's got to be replaced all the way back to the cab corner and inner rocker, and I got to do some more fabricating right in this area, which I got the metal, and there's one spot on the frame right in there. I got to do some patchwork to shore it up and then pure 15 it. All right, we're at the worst of it. This is shot down here, but it's not mounted to anything, but I'm gonna get rid of the rust. Unless I could buy this piece, but I doubt it. I'll look it up. I had to cut the bottom of this piece that we had welded down inside. Didn't belong there. This is the piece I made, but I made another one that went here. Didn't need it. But now it's all in. This piece gets tucked. This piece gets tucked up inside here. Perfect.
We had our buddy Chris from across the street come by and lay down some spot welds for us. He was able to get a lot of that pan in before I even got there to finish it.
What is she gonna get for what we got?
Look at them welds.
Shush! those welds would not hold. I'm gonna pop rivet it in and then seam seal it.
Do you want to help us save more ship boxes like this? Check out lowboostfilms.com. I have a bunch of merchandise on there, from hoodies, t-shirts, and hats, as well as a bunch of parts, probably from China, that we tested though to make sure they're not absolute crap, so we know that it'll work on your car as well. So make sure you check that out at lowboostfilms.com. All right, with the floor pan and inner rockers all tacked up, we're going to finish off welding it and then putting the seam sealer down with some paint. We ended up just putting pour 15 on the entire underside of the floor pan because I think that's just going to prevent it from rusting down the road and in the future. But now we can finish off putting the actual rocker panel on itself.
Got the inner and the out rocker ready to be welded. Behind here, I have this piece that I cut off. I can put right behind it to help hold it get welded together there. And the same thing over here. These pieces go behind it and we spot weld them and add more to tack to. Had to make those pieces. But as you can see, she's ready to go.
Threw some paint on it. We didn't do the full body work because at some point he's gonna have to take the door off. And we just kind of didn't really do any body work there. We still got to do the cab corners, which is going to require us probably to take the bed off. So we're gonna save all the rest of this body work from when we do all that together, but that should get us by for the rest of the season. But this whole side has new floor pans and new rockers in it now, which it looked like crap before. So we'll take it. So we did, this is nothing crazy here. He just, you know, patched this up a little bit, and we're getting the fender flares that go over it, but we just don't want it to rust anymore. We're still gonna get the seat covers and the floors next, but that looks a lot better. I think we might have to lift the cab up or do something to do this cab corner, but he got the cab corner for it, but we just hit it with some primer and paint so it doesn't rust anymore for now. And then on the other side here, we're probably just gonna end up cutting all the rust out and pour 15 and then put the fender covers on. We sanded and painted the door, just primed it. We're still gonna buff the rest of it out. This side isn't nearly as bad, but it does need to be replaced as well. We might just do that in the spring. We'll make a separate video on that. But that rocker is in a lot better shape. That door is in a lot better shape and it doesn't sag. And then in a separate video, I think what we'll do is hit these with a wire wheel. Hit those with a wire wheel, paint them black. And this truck will look a hell of a lot better than it did when we got it. It already does. So, plow truck. We also tried to save the door. It was pretty rusted there, but we were able to sand a lot of it down. It's not perfect, but then we hit it with some pour 15 and then primed it, and it actually came out pretty good without having to do really a whole lot of body work on it. And then we ended up just painting it the same color we painted the rocker. And I say the same color because it's not white. This paint actually doesn't really match up with the stock white Chevy white that it came with. So we're gonna have to go to like Napa and get like VIN matched paint to paint the whole thing. He went ahead and just buffed the whole truck, and we're gonna have to hit that fender again with the proper color paint because the paint that he got doesn't really work. And that side will definitely have to paint because it was just too much to have to sand down, and it's going to be past where the fender well is going to be. We got like the black over fenders. This side should cover completely with the over fenders, and we're going to pour 15 more of that. We did the same thing on this side to this door. This door doesn't sag at all. It was in much better shape. We were able to sand that down, prime, and paint it. and that came out pretty good. So we're going to be able to save the doors really. We are going to need a new floor pan on the passenger side, but that whole rocker was able to be saved by sanding and priming and painting and doing a little bit of body work. It actually was salvageable. We are going to have to repaint some of the spots on the door, especially on the outside, because it doesn't quite match. We're going to have to get the right paint. We pour 15 both of the fender wells as well. Look how much nicer that looks. And just to give you a little sneak peek of the next episode, we did get the over fenders, and here's a sneak peek of what one of them looks like test fitted up. But make sure to stay tuned because we're going to finish the rest of this whole thing out in the next episode. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because YouTube doesn't love to show my content unless you're subscribed to me. And if you can't wait until next week's episode, make sure to check out these videos that we already have ready to go.